What? What?
Commentary on
I can't.
A Quiet Place.
Can't
We're
hear
coming
you.
at you live from A Quiet Place. Let's go around The Quiet Place and meet the bros. First, as always, to my right, we have the mayor himself, Jeff Hornacek. Now, Horns, what's the quietest you've ever been?
Well, it's probably when my wife and I, my ex-wife Rachel, first made love on our wedding night. She didn't make a peep.
No, I meant you.
Oh. Probably at our divorce proceedings where they asked for me to justify why I thought I was the perfect man for her, and I couldn't even muster a tear in that moment.
Yeah, that was a great day. Now,
I'm over it.
to his left, we have our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli. Now, Cycli, if aliens like this attacked, how quickly would you die?
Like this? Oh, immediate. I would be the first one to die.
He'd be like, "What's their deal?" Come on.
It's not even about like that I'm a loud person and I would die. So like, oh, I couldn't make it quiet. Like, yeah, sure, I could go a little bit being quiet. The thing is, I don't want to survive in that world,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I call it a day. I had a good run. We had a good time.
You had a run.
Yeah, it had ups and downs.
Things happened.
Brian,
you just sound like a smoker.
Everyone at home, I'm going to speak for them. Stop fucking whispering.
No, doesn't it just
Good
sound?
gag.
He doesn't even sound like he's whispering. He sounds like he's a 70-year-old woman who's been smoking a cigarette her whole life.
We all
I know, in
know
my-
I'm not good at impressions.
In my head, he's like in a trash can, like, "Hey, psst, what's up?" Like, how long you been in there?
Do you want any drugs? What?
Always.
All right, guys. We have our movies paused at the 16-second mark. Paramount is fully up on the screen. I don't think I said that before. So pause us while you get synced up. And we are going to hit play in 3, 2, 1.
A Quiet Place.
Sunked up, huh?
I was shocked to see that this was only an hour and a half.
There's only so much you can do when there's no talking.
Right.
But yeah, it doesn't feel
But
like
you can also
it
make a
doesn't-
sequel.
This sounds like an insult. It doesn't feel like an hour and a half. It feels longer. They do a good job of putting a lot in here.
Yeah. And
So I have
Cycli,
a confession to make. Go ahead. Go ahead,
No.
Horns.
well, real quick, I was going to say, I can't remember if we did a review on this when it came out, but as we get into it, I did not think that I would be near as into the concept of this as I became. Like, I got really, really, and that's why with the prequel coming out this year, day one, I am excited and I'm jacked up and I'll be there opening night, but also like the less you know about this, kind of the cooler it is. But of course they have to give us the lore, and I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth because I don't want it, but I also need it.
I'll piggyback right off of that, Horns. I've actually seen the second one, really enjoyed it. Never seen this one before.
Just so the most banner thing you could possibly do.
What,
Only
like,
saw the
why-
sequel.
Why didn't
What?
you go into seeing the second one saying, hey, maybe I should watch the first one?
So Brooke Banner watched the scary movies that I like them. There's not really my thing. And so she watched the first one on her own. Then when the second one came out, she started watching that and she was like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes in. And I ended up just sitting down next to her going, oh, this is interesting. And the next thing I knew, the movie was over.
Okay. I thought it happened more like you went to the theaters. That makes much more sense.
No,
Like,
it
I
was
was
a
like-
little bit more organic than that.
Yeah, I thought you were like, hey, let's make a whole evening out of going to see Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, we're going to go out to dinner, have a few drinks.
But then when we get
forward
to the
to it.
theater, I'm going to go into Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and you're going to go into A Quiet Place.
Okay, Jeff,
Break.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl came out 5 years before this. It was Shark
Yeah,
Boy
it was
and Lava
obviously
Girl
the
3.
re-release on
Yeah, I
Taylor
was gonna
Lautner's
say-
birthday.
Gosh.
Don't they do that like once a month? It's so popular.
Well, the other movies complained that it was taking all the box office money, so they had to stop.
See, so here's what's going on. Another thing about me being loud, that's just my voice. Again, I'm also a massive klutz. I drop things. I spill things. Like, again, just not, you could sew my mouth shut. I'm still going to fuck something up on this. And again, we'll die quickly.
Is this kid dying? What's the problem here?
But I hope so.
I can't remember what his sickness is. But of course, like in a movie like this, they have to have like some issues that cause the family to like need to go into town.
Yeah.
I was pumped. I don't know if John Krasinski had directed anything before this, but he did a fucking fantastic job. Like, this is not an easy film for a guy that doesn't have a lot of directorial experience under his belt to do. Like, all the VFX shots that it's dependent on, and obviously no dialogue for a good portion of it. Like, this could have been an absolute train wreck.
Yeah, especially with him directing, you would think it would just be like he'd just keep instructing people to look at the camera, give a little smirk every time. Like, guys,
So when
this works.
When the joke is told, I need you to look at the camera. John, I don't understand what that's providing. Just fucking do it. All right? And if we don't like it, we'll keep it in.
If I remember Brooke Banner telling me the story right, so John Krasinski wrote this, and they were on like a plane, and Emily Blunt read it, and she was like, "Hey, like, I'm this character, you know that, right?" And he's like, "No, like, I can't get anybody as good as you." And she goes, "Well, you did." Like, she read it, and apparently this character just spoke to her, right? I may have made part of that up.
She won. I don't know if it was a Golden Globe or like a BAFTA or something for this role. Maybe it was an Oscar. I could be wrong. But I remember in her speech, she like jokingly, but also probably seriously said that like she threatened him, like, if you don't fucking give me this part, no sex for an hour.
Seems actually quite abusive.
Yeah.
Ugh, this thing. NASA is responsible for what happens to this kid.
I mean,
they made this toy
for everything.
That was a great catch. A great catch.
Well, she's missing her sense of hearing, which means her other senses are, stronger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, he's not missing.
Which sense is Spider-Man missing again?
Wait, what?
Human.
I think he actually has an extra one.
The human sense.
Yeah, that human one. He's spider sense. He's missing his human sense.
Could this kid be any fucking cuter with his little scarf?
Maybe.
So we're 89 days in.
Challenge.
I think John Krasinski would have more of a beard in 89 days.
I mean,
Brandon, since you said that, a Horns fun fact. According to IMDb, the opening sequence was the last to be shot, as it required John Krasinski to shave most of his beard.
I would feel like he can, I don't think this is an 89-day beard. I feel like, you know, a sense of normalcy, he shaves every so often.
Yeah.
I do appreciate, I think one of my favorite things in the film, obviously, one, casting an actual deaf actress, but just the use of ASL and how I think for a lot of times when people see ASL and I've seen ASL, like how it doesn't feel like an actual language, you just see movement, and this movie really conveys like how you can have emotion with using sign language.
Well, and it's just like so. Like, it makes this whole scenario more believable because they have, I think, the two key elements that would make them be able to survive longer in this. Number one, they live, and I don't know if they move out there because of these events, but they live a little more isolated. Like, they're not in an urban area. And two, with like being fluent in ASL, they would seem to have the best chance to survive longer because they don't rely on sound and auditory communication to basically get along.
This may be a very American, arrogant thing to ask.
Yes.
But I'm actually being sincere. So ASL is American Sign Language. Is there like a European sign language? Like, is it different?
There is different sign languages.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's again, it's maybe arrogant saying American, but doesn't that mean that it is English? Like, you could, I'm sure, sign in like Portuguese and it would have different.
No, there are quite literally different sign languages. I think
so like,
there is
like different words are different symbols or different actions in different parts of the world. I was like, again, that sounded very arrogant, but like was truly.
I didn't know that either until my wife and
I'm the best there is. So I forget, how does the kid get the batteries back in it? Does the girl put it in and that's why she's like so fucked? Because she's like, I kind of did that.
Oh,
I thought he puts it in later. Hopefully.
Kid.
They don't kill kids in movies, dude.
It's true. The interesting thing about this film, obviously they don't show the monster like rip the kid apart, but they do show it like grab him.
Yeah, is that our first like visual of the monsters? I can't remember. Like semi.
Probably.
So you know why I wouldn't survive this scenario? I
Yes.
can't go without wearing shoes. I literally wear shoes unless I'm sleeping.
And even then, we've been meaning to talk to you about that.
I mean,
Football
look, it's
cleats
just
in bed. It's a little weird.
look, they're rubber spikes. At least they're not like metal spikes.
How did they get all the sand to set this up?
That's the biggest question of this movie.
That's the biggest plot hole.
There was a Johnny Appleseed equivalent in this time and era. There was a Johnny Sandseed.
42% of the budget was spent on sand. Don't look that up.
Some expensive ass sand.
Just a lot of it. And
Either
they got
that
a-
or this movie had a really small budget.
Yeah, they got a decent price on it.
I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen this. I forgot the opening here.
They really like, even aside from the toy, they really should have the kid in the front, right?
100%.
He shouldn't
But
be
is-
bringing up the rear.
But isn't that on purpose? I thought because if they're, maybe I'm mistaking that, but I thought like you have the most like person you're willing to lose in the very front kind of thing. Like you're protecting everyone behind you.
Well, at least have it where you can keep an eye on the kid. God, what a genius concept.
Oh, and I
of a
love that
scene.
she can't hear what's happening. Like she's putting something together.
God.
Kids be dumb, man.
I mean, fuck, man.
Holy shit. Yeah, guys, I've never seen this before.
I'm a second behind you, Brian.
Damn, he got him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He ain't gonna miss. Not when that like veal is on the line, bro.
A Quiet Place.
It's okay. They can
That's a
replace
good
this
movie.
kid if she
I
gets
liked it.
pregnant. Yeah, that was pretty good. A little longer
Yeah.
than I thought.
His
his
makes
beard's
sense
got
for her
to
to
be
get pregnant.
huge now. 472. Got to be way long.
He's like Dumbledore.
Oh, look how much sand they added.
They're just showing off the sand budget at this point.
If
Yeah,
you
brag
got it,
much?
you got to flaunt it, man. You got to let the studio know where that money went.
If we buy it, we got to use it.
Everybody's got to take some of this home. What am I going to do with that?
It's a typical budget conundrum. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Oh, so she cut her hair. Okay.
I've always found farms scary in general, barns especially.
Absolutely.
Barns don't bother me so much, but the cornfields are definitely
Yeah.
less than ideal.
I have to say, and Cycly, you might have seen this on Reddit as well, but the biggest internet complaint of probably like the last 5 years, or that's hyperbolic. One of the biggest ones I've seen is people bitch so much about how irresponsible it is for Emily Blunt's and John Krasinski's characters to get pregnant, knowing the situation in the world.
I know. I hate that. I mean,
It's like, bro, you got to fucking pull out, like, if that's the situation on.
I agree completely, but humanity has a knack. I think that's probably what they're alluring to is like people have children in the absolute worst war zones and tragedies, and humans have a tendency to survive. Now, I personally wouldn't think that this would be an ideal time to get pregnant, so I wouldn't do it, but I could see how someone else might.
I mean, were they trying to have another kid? Are they trying to replace
Do
that
they
one they
ever
lost?
address that?
Or
That they, like,
was it like a whoopsies?
oopsie
Better be a
doopsie.
whoopsies.
He's like, how much paternity leave do you have right now?
So the grid is still going? How do they still have power?
That's a good question. Some of this stuff
they're,
might
they're
be like
still
battery
down in the coal mines.
Mhm.
The aliens haven't made it down there yet. It might be generate. I mean, actually, generators would make a lot of noise.
It'd be loud, right?
So Does he know yet the shortwave frequencies? He's trying to reach somebody, obviously, but does he know yet that the high frequency noise hurts their ears, or do they only
No.
figure that out later when his daughter's hearing aid like malfunctions?
Yeah, spoilers for Brian, but yes.
It's weird because you think that like at some point he had all that research on him, like they would have figured that out.
Maybe
If the military knew that, honestly, and again, I'm not complaining this is a plot hole. I'm just saying like it would have been an interesting route to take. Like a couple sonic booms and these motherfuckers would have been out.
Oh, incompetent government, you know? I wonder if we're going to get a lot of that addressed in the prequel.
Yeah. How
I
much
feel like
did
they
this
have
movie steal from Mars Attacks, if you remember, like how the Martians' heads explode when they hear
Just play yodeling. Anyone would want to die hearing that.
You know who would be safe is the Houston Astros. Just the fucking trash can banging. The monsters' heads would explode.
Fuck the Astros.
Seriously. There is a scene. I'm just trying to remember this. Cycly, is there a scene in that grain elevator later in the movie?
Yes.
Or is that a different film? Okay.
I believe so. You're thinking of the film Jigsaw.
Well, I actually think I might be thinking of Super 8, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Super 8 has a scene in one of those as well.
I'm glad that they've taken up hobbies like jarring their own vegetables and pickling.
God, they're such hipsters, you know?
They really are, yeah.
She's gotten fat, though.
Wow, she has really
let herself go.
Way too many carbs.
She's not walking as much.
Just shoving the pasta like a fucking pasta monster.
When she goes to work, I'm telling you, I know it's only 6 flights in that elevator, but take the stairs. It'll make a big difference by the end of the week.
Yeah. Oh, day over day? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's probably like the equivalent of like running probably a marathon over the entire year as far as calories burned. Granted, it's the difference in like a 6 or 7 hour marathon and a year, but still.
I would actually like to do the math on that. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the math on that.
Wow, we're doing helium balloons for his birthday? That's kind of cool.
So is there any point where they can't where they can be like not quiet?
Well, they're soundproofing the basement.
Okay.
Like they have a mattress that they cover it with. Another thing, I'm not here to point out plot holes because this movie I think is genius in terms of like the conceit, and they really do like the most logical defenses they do address in it. But a lot of people asked online as well, like, because of their attraction to sound, like, is it safe to assume that the monsters have killed like every living animal in the forest here? Like they hear like a deer rustle and they'll immediately go.
Yeah. What animal species is surviving? The sloths, maybe?
Yeah. Because if that's the case, like pretty quickly they would, and Brian, you're the zoologist, you better would weigh in on this, but pretty quickly they would destroy the ecosystem, and like the monsters themselves would probably starve to death because like they would probably overhunt and kill everything in this area, and they would either move on, or if they stayed, they wouldn't have enough to eat.
That is a great point.
I'm gonna quote probably one of the smartest movies I've ever seen in my life, but Life will find a way. I think that animals would adapt to not being as loud. I don't think it would be as drastic. Now, obviously, the ecosystem would change and things would die off quicker than others. But also, like, if you're one of those aliens and you come face to face with like a fucking lion, I'm not saying the lion's gonna win, but like the alien's got to think twice, right?
Yeah.
Their skin is like impenetrable. Like in part 2, if you remember, when they invade the town, like bullets do nothing to them. In fact, guns are the quickest way to die because when they hear them, they like can find you.
Yeah. Okay, what about like a fucking alligator? They chomp on your leg and pull you under the water?
Yeah, they're not very loud. I
Actually,
think for
water
sure
is one of their...
life is gonna sea life is gonna do just fine.
Yeah.
Because that in the second one, that island that Jaimin Hansu is basically like using as like a fortress kind of. that's like how they have survived so long, because they can't go across water. It's established that they drown. So yeah, anything in the sea, you're right, would have a big advantage.
So the
But also
Gungans would be fine.
Yeah, we's a thinking that we's gonna be fine. Steady, steady.
How rude.
You know what the worst snack to have here would be, but fuck it, I would do it anyway. Potato chips.
You don't just opening the bag, because they're
Yeah.
always 10 times louder when you try to be quiet.
100%.
Like if you're like not caring, it's like no sound at all. But damn, 12 o'clock, someone's sleeping. You're like, my dog's just like all jumped up at that.
Someone who snores. Bye.
Everyone get a
Obviously,
CPAP machine.
obviously, I don't have the sound on for the commentary purposes, but
There's
I
no
imagine
sound.
this has a pretty good score when it comes in.
The score is crucial. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to that point, I remember seeing this talk about theater experience. Another reason I like the movie so much was, well, no, again, they were able to do so much, but one of the flaws of the movie of being so quiet was I could literally talk about the chips, hear the random person sitting next to me eat every bite of popcorn. And every
God.
time they took a drink, and I felt bad because they knew they were paranoid about it, but they bought the popcorn. So like they would be like like opening chips, try so damn hard to be quiet, and it made it worse.
It's almost better to just like go fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like rip
Yeah,
the
it's like
Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it's like taking a Band-Aid off. Yeah. See, he's all freaked out, but like I don't see, like their hearing is good, but like they can't, like if you snap your fingers and they're a mile and a half away, I don't think it's that good.
No, I think they're probably just paranoid.
Or at least it's like inconsistent. See, without the subtitles, if the one is in their house, then I can't remember. I also think the look of these monsters is fucking great. It's like it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Cloverfield monster, which
Yeah.
of course the way you and I think, we're like, is this a fucking prequel?
God.
That's the only way to save the Cloverfield. Are we gonna call it a franchise?
I don't even know.
They don't
Oh, let's not even talk about the Super Bowl night. How
I got conned so fucking bad that night.
we all did.
I stayed
Yeah.
up till like 2 a.m. watching that shit.
Yeah.
Check out our
was
movie
so-
commentary on that.
But that was honestly, like, I'm not even mad because that was so fucking cool. Like a movie that not even we, and we're obsessive like losers who just sit on the internet and look at movie news all day. Not even we knew it was coming, and they dropped it like after the Super Bowl. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking
Literally,
so
like the commercial was
genius
in like the
marketing.
third quarter
Yeah.
too. Like it wasn't like you have all game to anticipate it. It was almost like if you blinked, you missed it.
Yeah. Was that the Super Bowl where the Falcons collapsed against the Patriots?
No, it was the
I
one
don't
before.
remember what
that.
year that was. I was definitely at Banner's house though.
We
Yeah.
also got the Infinity War trailer during that Super Bowl, if I remember right.
Yeah, I believe that the Falcons collapsed. Nah, the Falcons collapsed. I think in 2017.
See, like these are
There's animals.
Those were
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the noise they made, like that's way louder than any noise they've made in their house, and he's like freaking out.
I feel
Another thing I'll say about like the wildlife is they're gonna go out into the woods and fucking hide and be quiet. Like they're not always gonna be able to get found. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Also, maybe the aliens have a sense of like, yeah, they can hear things, but like they're like,
Oh,
hey,
shit.
nope, never mind. I was about to say maybe they hear they're like, oh, that's a fucking raccoon. I don't want that
But
maggot
see,
meat.
yeah, I was gonna say that just kind of goes to show maybe they're not even hunting. Like I don't know what they use for sustenance. Maybe it's just like they're herbivores. But that looked just like a straight up like anger kill. It wasn't like they were even trying to eat the raccoon.
Well, raccoon killed his dad, so I mean that was a little motivated.
Okay, but like, did the raccoon fire the first shot? Because the dad and that monster have been beefing.
How far
for
do you want to
years.
go back? I mean,
Let's look at the raccoon's dad's Reddit account and see what he's been commenting.
there's a reason the raccoons wear bandana, like, or eye masks. They're up to something.
To hide their numbers.
So is he trying to fix that for her, or is it broken, or is he trying to make it better?
He's putting a couple songs on it that she can listen to.
Kind of like adding music to your Zune.
Absolutely. Or the iPod Shuffle. It's like, well, I hope this is a fucking good song because I'm just gonna.
Dude, I loved my iPod Shuffle.
Did you even have a Zune?
No.
He wasn't
Did
rich.
anyone? Someone had to have.
Comment below if you had a Zune.
Also, another reason I would die. Reason number 3. I sneeze so loudly.
Yeah, you'd be.
Yeah.
Fucked.
I sneeze scream.
What if you just like rip ass once and you think it's gonna be a quiet one?
Oh yeah. Well, that would kill our friend Tyler for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wouldn't
Although
even
who
care.
knows? Maybe the stink would keep them away.
Yeah,
Maybe
like what
they're
are
like-
the? So we know
Yeah.
they're basically blind. Like they're
But
essentially.
Brian, we both know that the loud farts don't actually smell, and the
That's
silent
true.
farts. are
Dude,
the
as I've
stinky
gotten
ones.
older,
That
I
is
can
true.
counter that quite a bit. I feel like I've somehow developed this innate ability to combine both farts.
Your medium farts are actually the worst.
This is a cool scene.
Yeah, I think they totally meant to have a kid.
It is interesting. Like, I don't know. I'm like so mentally weak that my thinking is like, in a world like this, like, what would my drive to even go on be? Because I'd be like, well, what kind of quality life are we going to have? But if you have kids, then that's your like innate.
It's a completely
responsibility.
different. Yeah, completely
Right.
different scenario.
Well, that sounds like it's the kid's problem at that point. Back in the olden days, the kids, midlife crisis was like 8 years old. So
Yeah,
like,
in the Industrial Revolution, these
Yeah.
kids already would have put in an 18-hour day at the factory.
That's true.
like, I'd be more worried about my dogs.
Yeah, dude, like one bark from them. Bye.
This was probably a pretty cool scene for them to film, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just dancing with your wife.
Yeah.
Getting paid to do it.
Just getting paid to do it. Yeah.
I mean, I would have just written a hardcore sex scene and be like,
And
yeah,
then
we just got
fuck.
paid.
Why?
I
could just
promise
fuck it.
I will never die.
I will never die. We should do that movie at some point.
I'm surprised we haven't.
Boehner, can you remind me? I mean, I've seen the second one too, but it's not as fresh or like
More
it's been a
sand.
long time. In the second one, does Cillian Murphy go to their house? Because I feel like there's something with the lights that involves him.
I can't remember, honestly. Because the whole time I was trying to fill in the pieces that I missed from the first one. There was something with the lights, but I don't think it was at their house. I think they were already on the run at that point.
Okay.
That's what I think.
For some reason, I thought he had to go back, like to get something, to go back to their house, because
Forgot
he's
his
basically like
keys.
their neighbor, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, see? They planned
Ooh,
it. They
and-
know exactly the due date.
And then we got a full moon the next day. Why does that mean they planned it? Because they
Yeah,
know
that
when
makes-
9 months is.
I don't think.
Yeah, because they knew. They said, "All right, this is it. This is the day. Now let's count 9 months."
I don't think.
gonna
I don't
nut-
see. I disagree. I guarantee you, at best, they're having sex once a month, and she knew when her cycle stopped.
Wow, prude.
There ain't that much time to have sex freely. Plus, you live with the kids in the same room.
What else are they doing? What do you mean there's not that much time?
Yeah. What else do you have to do?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the daughter can't hear.
Well,
anything.
we're too busy not talking tomorrow to fuck each other. Maybe Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. She wearing a wetsuit?
What?
It's called Fashion Honey. Look it up.
You never know when you might go for a dip.
Isn't that what it looked like from afar?
Sort of, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the long sleeve shirt.
You're like, yeah, just a normal long sleeve shirt, Brian. It could look like whatever the fuck you want it to.
No, look,
See,
I know
here's-
the world is ending, but that doesn't mean we can't sweep, you know?
Well, wouldn't that solve like a lot of your problems?
Yeah, like
That
if
would
you
be
step
like-
and crunch one of those leaves, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
Like,
That
just
would
get
be
rid
a-
of the fucking leaves.
A fight between me and my wife. She's, you need to pick up. I'm like, the world is literally ending.
That doesn't
Oh my
matter.
gosh.
We're still not slobs. Even in the post-apocalypse, we have some pride.
Also,
Oh, so
like, it's
is
not
this
even
a
that you're.
different- Is this a different basement?
I don't know. know.
What's he so pissed about?
The
That's
it's not
where my
even just like
porn collection
tiptoeing.
is.
It's like some of these wood beams are gonna creak, you know?
Oh, is that where all his like
Porn?
AV stuff is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want.
What
her
he
going down there
needs
fucking it
is
up.
a he shed.
Mm.
Mm.
So he had to. I mean, a stereo in this world is not going to do you any good anyway. So you might as well take the parts.
So why does she need to hear?
I mean, a lot of reasons. I think it would help her survive.
Yeah, just to know what's going on in our surroundings.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Not being able to talk is really the advantage here. Not being able to hear, I guess, is a disadvantage.
Mute people are like living it up.
Oh yeah, the mime population has like tripled.
There's a city in this world that's just mine.
All mines. No one can get anything done because they're all boxed in.
If they would just cut that rope. Out of respect, I'm sure the monsters wouldn't kill a mime.
I mean, the monster's gonna have to enjoy some entertainment, right?
Right.
That's what the raccoons are for. She's got to work a lot of jobs, Emily Blunt. She's her own doctor. She's this kid's teacher.
The chef.
This kid is so dumb, he's not going to be valedictorian at his school.
What are we even teaching him there?
Dividing.
I mean, what's the point? Especially like of all things right now, math, right, bro? Like we all have calculators. I get it in '90s. You won't always have a calculator on you.
Wait, this took place in the 90s?
No, I'm just saying in general now you can't get away with that.
Do they even still teach cursive?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I remember for like years we had to write in cursive, and I've never used it once. Other than
Do you remember when they
signing
told
my
us that once you will always only use cursive?
Yeah. I also remember something about them saying you'll only use pens or maybe only pencils. There's something about pens or pencils. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I think that.
Are you sure that you didn't go to the Sith school? Because it sounds like they deal in absolutes.
Yeah, exactly. There is no other. There's only pencils and pens. No
well, yeah. What else are you gonna? What else?
No markers.
This kid is
I
like
didn't think about
always
markers.
in a Christmas sweater.
Well,
It's
yeah. You got to
always
be
the season
jolly
of
in such a desolate time.
I think people find it a bit patronizing that he's like, "Well, we're always happy." Yeah, I'm also getting Kevin McAllister vibes from him right now.
With
It
the
kinda
hat,
is
yeah.
like that. Kevin McAllister would do just fine against these aliens.
Unless he put aftershave on, because the scream would.
That's true. Yeah. But he's learned his lesson from that.
Yeah,
We never see him do it again.
Where are they going into town to get medicine again?
Yeah, I can't remember. Actually, it's been a while.
It looks like he's. It looks like he's going like fishing, maybe, or.
Yeah, there is one scene. I think
with his buddies.
I think he takes his daughter to a waterfall, and that's like the first time they talk in the movie because they can speak because the water drowns out the.
Which pissed me off. I know we're not even at that scene yet, but I'm like, just live there.
Yeah, I think it's what a lot of
Yeah.
people online too.
Like, what are you talking about?
No, we want to play Monopoly and fear for our lives.
But guys, we soundproofed the basement. What's with all the lights? Like.
So it does come into play later that it's a way for them to communicate things to each other. Like when there's some emergency, I think it actually might be like the finale of the movie, and he like does something and it flips all the red lights on.
Okay. Gotcha.
So she's angry, but she can't get a technical because then the monsters will come.
It's good self-control right there. Good discipline.
This actress Millicent Simmons is incredible, and the only problem in the second one is it's supposed to take place literally the next day, and she like, I think it was 3 years after this came out, but she looks so much older in the second one. She looks like an adult, basically.
Has she?
I
has
don't
anyone
think I
looked at-
realized it was supposed to be the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have a? I mean, has she been in anything else? I mean, obviously she is unfortunately having to be typecast.
It's a really good question. Let me check. But she's like really, really good in this.
Yeah, see, so she just snapped and a monster didn't come.
Snap your fingers.
Is she testing the?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't been in much. Nothing since 2022. She does have 2 projects in development. She actually is playing Helen Keller in a movie
Wow.
Huh.
Nice.
called Helen and Teacher.
Me.
Don't get Nate Thurman started on Helen Keller.
It is fun too, though.
It is. Someone at
Is
home was
she-
like, "What the fuck does that mean?" So
Is she
Nate
get a
Thur-
conspiracy theory?
No, well, he just says that like some of the quotes, like the profound things that she said, he's like, "There's no way she could have known any of these concepts, being blind and deaf." Like she'll have. There's a Helen Keller quote. It's like, "Passion is like in the eye of the beholder." He goes, "How could she know any of those words?"
She was taught.
But he's basically saying someone basically like made that quote and
Somebody
attributed it to him.
told her to say that. He gets so worked up about it too. So she's about to go off on her own. She's like, "Look, fuck you, Dad."
Yeah. In Clerks 2, one of the characters mistakes Helen Keller for Anne Frank.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Anne
Oh,
Frank.
God.
She was deaf, dumb, and blind. It's one of my favorite. I always
That
like,
would have
wanna,
just been
like-
an extra obstacle that she did not need.
I always want to reference that, but I know the audience for how many people have seen that movie is incredibly low. So I'm like, I would just come off extremely offensive and ignorant. Oh, Helen Keller, the girl who was stuck in the attic?
We're eating good tonight, boys.
See, I'd be like,
fish
oh, I'm
that
not in the
she-
mood for fish.
Ugh, again. That fish that she cooked earlier looked so good.
Yeah, like it was like smoked.
This kid is a pussy ass bitch.
See,
Yeah,
when
he
he
really
says they'll
is.
hear you, like this all would, if the monsters aren't constantly in the river, then this noise is just like ambient noise to them. They
Well, and
give
I
a
don't know
fuck.
if you guys have been like near a stream like that. Not exactly quiet.
Right.
Exactly. This is definitely for the audience. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, small sounds safe. Now we know. There's always got to be that little bit of exposition for the audience.
And this just further plays into like, then just fucking live by the water. The only counter to that, not the only, but a strong one could be like, and we don't know exactly again like how the organic like body of the monster works, but if they were to like constantly come to the river to drink, you obviously would not want to be living by the river.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know much about like, are they carbon-based aliens? Are they
Yeah.
scared of water? Yeah,
Are they vegan?
obviously.
Getting a lot of use out of that washer and dryer, I'm sure.
Yeah, you probably can't unless that's one of those like quiet dryers, which probably doesn't look like it based on that shitty old model. Probably not gonna be
looks
doing a lot.
looks like it's a 1984 model.
That was a good year though.
It was, yeah.
For the
They just don't
dryer.
make them like that anymore.
I'm getting Home Alone vibes right here.
Telling you,
Same universe.
you can't disprove that it's not. Like, I mean,
If I were to tell you, oh God, That
Ooh,
is
is
a
that a
bar.
little foreshadowing?
Hondo P. If I were to tell you that there's a scene in this movie that I think you could argue is iconic, what would you think it is?
Me?
Either one of you, both of you.
Wait, like say that again as like someone who's seen the movie. Are you trying to tell me which one I think is, or
Like one that I think in like 20 years, if people who know A Quiet Place will be like, oh yeah, that scene was really intense and creative.
Hmm.
It's
What
like
I've
the scene
seen
from the
so
movie.
far of this, it's got to be that opening scene when the kid gets eaten.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I haven't seen the rest of the movie yet, so like I can't.
Well, as a
Yeah,
spoiler, it's the scene on the poster. I think
I have to
yeah,
look at the poster.
okay,
it's the bathtub birth. I think.
yeah, oh yeah, that's. I didn't want to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I obviously I know things happen because I've seen the second one, but
The kid's yelling penis.
Have you ever imagine playing the penis game in this movie?
Talk about high stakes penis game.
Hey,
but
man,
that
I ain't no bitch. I'll play. I'll play. You say I won't, I will.
Who said I
So-
wouldn't play? Who said that?
Did Steven say
Is-
that? Fucking
is the
asshole.
sign
Fucking
is the sign for penis like jacking off. So if you play the penis game, you have to sign everything. And
I
at the
hope.
end,
I hope.
can't remember what the sign for penis is because that was definitely one of the first things I wanted to learn.
that's got to be it, right? It's just got to be the jerking off. Like
I don't think it
You
is.
show up to your ASL class. When do we learn penis?
Yeah,
Maybe
wait.
we should take roll first.
Just
Okay,
tell me
fine.
what day that
Here.
is, and I'll be here.
I just really don't want to miss that one on the test.
She's like, there won't be that. No, I don't care. I need to
Sir,
know.
you're paying for this class. There's no test. So she's just mad because her dad didn't take her to get the fish, right?
I think so.
And well, I'm going to show you by getting killed.
So now that they're actually talking, oh, maybe I don't have my subtitles on.
He said, so why didn't you let her come? And then John Krasinski said, that's what she said. Ooh, that's a fair question.
That is a shit ton of fucking sand.
It's been a little over a year since the kid died, right? That was day 89, and it's what, like 484 now?
Yeah,
Something like
you're
that,
right.
yeah. Oh man, that is super sad. Did they put that spaceship at the gravesite too?
I don't think they got it back.
That's the worst loss.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a six.
That thing was $7, and that's not even counting the batteries.
Yeah. The batteries themselves were probably $7.
I think one of like the worst things of this movie would be the guilt that the daughter would feel. Oh, they did find it. Okay.
Honestly, I would do like a red herring thing where I would like booby trap. I wouldn't do anything to kill the aliens, but I would keep setting off a noise in a certain area where the aliens eventually are like, you know what? There's clearly nothing here. Let's move
Yeah.
on.
No, I mean, yeah, just the vindictive nature in me. I'd be like, let's just fuck with these guys.
Yeah,
Is
like
there
a like a reverse boy who cried wolf. Like
Well,
eventually
what
they'll
about
be
this?
like, I don't believe it.
If they're attracted to noise and you periodically make a noise goes off miles away, wouldn't
Mhm.
they be attracted to that noise and stay away from you?
Yeah, so like
That's what
you
I'm
said,
saying.
Shallow from A Star Is Born to go off like at a park, and they all show up because obviously they want to sing it. It's a banger, but also they hear noise. Yeah, but you're not there, fucking idiots.
It is
This
a
feel-
banger.
Like I get that he's resource strapped, but this also does feel like something you can, even before you know that they're hypersensitive to the high frequency, this feels like something you could really exploit and fuck with them badly.
Yeah, but we're not dealing with the smartest people. They're out here having babies.
Banner in the second
True.
one, do we learn whose house this is? Because Cillian Murphy lives pretty close. Like their kids are on the same t-ball team or baseball team.
I don't
And you know how
remember.
Little League is. They're very strict with where they draw those district zone lines.
They really are.
They don't want you getting talent from outside of the town.
Now they don't care if you're 15 playing on the U11 team, but
Don't get
Right.
us started about hockey. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus. That fucking Hawks. Oh, yeah, this guy's suicidal, right?
Yeah, I think so. I always, it's like, dude, don't worry. If you want to take yourself out, take yourself out. But you know how good it would feel though to just scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're about to die, but man, after being so quiet for so long.
Didn't people make fun of the way he tells him to be quiet because he like pokes his own nose right there? This guy looks
No,
like bitter beer face.
He's telling him to poke your nose, pick your nose to like avoid that. Nope.
See, again, you can actually use this to your advantage because if they can only,
Yeah.
like, they're gonna run get this guy. And at this point, I just really want to see some more monsters right now.
Why aren't we running more farther away?
Because I think they could hear you. And again, if you're not making any noise,
Honestly, I'd probably go with more than just a scream. Probably like a fuck this shit or so, like I think I'd do something with my last like loud exclamation.
yeah. I declare bankruptcy is what you should yell.
Oh, that would be a good one.
These are
Well,
good
then the
fucking monsters. Like we haven't seen monsters like
I know.
I feel like it's hard to keep inventing a new looking monster, and this is good.
So I've actually never seen the movie Alien, and I'm about halfway through it right now. I'm watching it on
wow,
video.
I did not know that.
No, and I'm
How is
fucking
that
digging
possible?
it. And I think one of Jesus,
Well,
lady, you can't even get to the restroom. My
Oh,
God,
disgusting.
But I think what obviously made Alien work so well, and what I love about this is the tease of the monster. But that only works if it's number one still in the movie, but used really creatively before that, which A Quiet Place has done. And then two, when you do finally show it, the juice has to be worth the squeeze. Like it has to be badass and look cool.
And this is something I debate with myself on. It's sometimes it's like when you're watching something and it gives you an ambiguous ending. You're like, come on, man, I want a direct ending. And then you get you'll get an ending. You're like, that was dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's better. I'm just like, yeah, it is just like tough to kind of like, I can see the both sides argument to that.
I guess the easiest thing to say, and this is like, yeah, no shit horns. It has to work, whatever you go with. Ugh.
Marv.
God, dude, that would like, you know how many nerves are in your foot?
7?
I think there's over 4. Yeah.
It's somewhere between 6 and 9.
Dude, that has to be so close to going through her foot. I'm actually kind of shocked that it didn't.
That will require a tetanus shot.
Yeah, we'll just run up to Walgreens and pick that up.
Yeah, Robin had to do that. Robin Sparkles had to do that earlier, like not like
a nail
2 months ago. No, but she got cut with the old rusty thing and had to go to Walgreens to get the tetanus shot.
Were you guys playing with the swords again?
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, here we go, Brian. So the red, I'm assuming, means some kind of emergency. Or
Okay.
the holidays.
So she flipped it to red to tell them, hey, something's fucked up here.
Wait, sorry, because I don't have sound. Did she hear the monster in the house before, or is this just a horrible coincidence?
I think she saw. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know. I don't think it was there. I think whenever she stepped in the nail, she dropped that like picture frame.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And I think it broke, and I think it hurt it.
I mean, here's something maybe it's addressed and it's been so long, but like, what is the radius of these like creatures hearing? Because here's the thing: if you convince me that they can hear something from a mile away, fine, but they also can't travel a mile that fast. They're still we've seen them running,
and
so,
also like you're gonna tell me if they can hear everything from a mile away, it's like in the beginning of Man of Steel when he like can't control his powers, like he hears fucking everything. Like how many noises are happening miles away from them in all different directions?
And really, you're going to how many aliens there would have to be on the planet that there would be no safe place,
right?
Like,
and
Krasinski, how massive
in his little like basement man cave, he had, and again, he could be wrong, but he has on that little whiteboard that he's confirmed there are at least 3. So it's not like there's like 51 in their area.
So has he figured out a way like to tell them apart? Like
they wear name tags.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They're courteous aliens at the very least. They want you to know who they are.
See, that right there, stepping on a fucking nail, that's why I wear shoes everywhere.
Maybe that's the person who invented shoes experienced that. And they're like, hey, I got an idea. Tom, was that a direct reference to Tom's, the shoe brand?
No.
Or
There we go.
is that why they're called Toms? Because the guy who
Holy
invented.
shit. Are they still
I
a
just-
thing? I haven't heard of them in a while.
I own Toms. I
You
think I
own them?
I own 2 pairs of them.
I don't have the volume on again, but I remember the sound design for these monsters being like some of the best I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're like clicky.
Yeah, like it's
And-
like
yeah.
the snarl type thing that they make.
Yeah.
The
And
noises
it's
they
very-
make was
And it makes it more impactful in the theater, or when you're watching the movie with like a good sound system, because it's so much enhanced because there's nothing else.
Mhm.
And it gives you that eerie, creepy feeling, kind of like the hairs on the back of your neck sticking up.
Yeah, these are fucking creepy, scary ass, like made of nightmares monsters.
Oh, yeah, they're creepy as shit.
Yeah, again, like to the point earlier, it's like sometimes you don't want to see the monster, and you do, and you've been so disappointed when you see the monster. I think they just give us a little bit, and they don't overplay it.
Yeah. When you're like pitching this movie, like this CGI looks great. When you're pitching this movie, this has to be like the scene that you sell the studio on, right? Like a woman trying to deal with contractions in her basement while this monster that's attracted to sound is like hunting her.
See, she literally did what we were saying, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, maybe I would survive this shit,
But see, yeah,
You
to
would not
Cycly's-
survive.
I would
To-
not, no.
To Cycly's point,
Neither would you,
Um,
Banner.
yeah,
We'd
me
be-
stub my toe one time and I yell fuck and it's all over. But yeah, you could fuck with these guys so badly and it would be hilarious.
I feel like if I had to vote for the bros that would survive, it had to be Nate. That would be the only one.
100%.
Yeah.
I think we would all die in different ways. We could predict the ways we would die. I think Geiger would be like, wouldn't actually take it seriously. Be like, guys, you're just overreacting, and he would go. I would probably drop something and be like, fuck, oh fuck, and I would like say fuck to my saying fuck, and it would just be just a repeated process until my
I would
death.
probably like fart too loud and it would get me.
Banner would slide into first.
I would die first and Guy here would be like, Horns would want us to continue. I'd be like, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, this to me is like the iconic
Yeah.
scene. I remember seeing this poster in theaters, like after I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, if that scene's in the movie, that's pretty interesting.
At least she's experienced. This is her fourth time around, so that's a cool shot.
Oof.
They
Yeah.
pretty much just walk out at that point, right?
They moonwalk out, yeah. So we've established there's at least 2, right? There's the one in the basement, and there was a separate one outside. Or is it the same one and it left through like a different entrance?
Yeah. I don't know, but officially,
But
I mean, I know
the
we know
third
there's
one, the one
3,
that
but
got the old dude.
I like that he's using the handrail to be safe.
Wait, he's a guest.
Yeah.
We're not animals.
Well, he hurt his ankle once. He's like, look, if I fall on this staircase, I'm out for 6 weeks.
It's true. I wonder if the aliens, after a while got comfortable and they set up like a slow pitch softball league and things like that.
Yeah, because you got to imagine they get bored after a while. What else? I mean, after a year and a half out there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not just
Well,
working 24/7, right?
Right. You gotta let your hair down a little bit.
It was Tiffany from Sales' birthday, and they're like, all right, who got cake?
Red velvet again.
I wanted raccoon cake.
So I think I don't know if they know this yet, but the shotgun obviously does not work on their skin, but it's when that noise goes off that it like exposes part of their face, right? And then they're completely vulnerable to it.
Genius.
Yeah, see, this is just genius.
See, I would do this all the time.
See, so conceptually, the monster should sprint right out to that firework, right?
I
Yeah.
would think so. Yeah.
Because if they truly have no vision at all, which I think that is established, like why would they run to like a plate falling over those fireworks going off?
Maybe it's too loud.
Well, maybe it's prom night for them, and then one of them has his date, and he's like trying to get laid, and she's like, "It doesn't feel right," and then the fireworks go off, and he's like,
Oh, baby,
"Oh,
it's a
look,
sign.
Oh, it's a sign.
She's like, "Are you sure there's not
Magical
just like
moment.
something to eat over there?" He's like, "No, man."
And then he plays the Sandlot. This magic moment.
I was thinking of the scene from Barbie. He's like, "Can I play the guitar and just stare at you?"
I will not push you around. Check out our Barbie movie commentary. Shameless plug.
That was a fun one. Right now, he's thinking, "Why the fuck did I get her pregnant? That was not the smartest idea."
And he's like, she didn't use the bath bombs that I got her, and those were $14 each. That's a great horror movie trope.
I thought it was a reference to Titanic.
All of a sudden, she just has a baby. Interesting.
Cut the umbilical cord to the alien. He's like, "I would love to do this honor." So, you know what?
He's like, so
Just
you
thank you
gotta
for
give
letting
it-
me be here.
Look, if you want to name it after me, that's your decision. I'm just happy to be helpful.
Okay, I will be the godfather. I will be the godfather.
Sir, no one has asked you any of this. Boehner, because I'm, big Jurassic Park 2 head. At least the raptor scene in the tall grass, utilizing this corn with the monsters. I don't know. I can't remember what exactly they do with it, but like my mind is racing with all the cool visuals you could do with this.
Yeah, that's the best part of that movie.
Well, I always think. I mean, parts of this remind me of Signs too.
Oh yeah.
Again, with,
Big,
the alien.
big Signs vibes here.
Well, the alien. Well, the design is a. I mean, we don't get the full alien picture in Signs, but like I always felt like they kind of look the same, like similar.
Yeah.
And then like just again, I think it's good to use those tropes. So,
Dude,
like there's certain things that
I bet that
hold.
fucking hurt.
Oh yeah.
Why is corn so creepy?
That's what I was gonna say. Like there are certain things that just hold the test of time of being creepy. Barns, cornfields, like we were talking about earlier, every time.
This baby like gets it. It's being very chill right now.
Oh, they just had a conversation with the baby. They said, talk to it like an adult. They got on their eye level and said,
Exactly.
"Hey, look, here's the sitch."
Babies appreciate you not talking down to them.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
And then they have the
is that going to be enough? Yeah, they've got the little
the
like-
Saw 2. Sorry, spoilers.
yeah.
Isn't glue flammable? Or am I just making that up?
It's inflammable.
Mm.
Why we have the same meaning for two words that sound like they're opposites, I'll never know.
Right. This makes sense.
Is glue flammable? That's something I never knew.
Well,
I don't know.
I
I started
thought-
thinking about it.
I thought there were like toxins that it emitted, like
Maybe,
it
yeah.
was, like,
I'm not saying it's
exposed.
not.
I'm probably there's someone at home like, "Geez, these guys are so fucking stupid. Why would I listen to an hour of this?"
But I feel like you could convince
But
me
I'm in
either.
too deep now. I have to finish
Right.
it.
But like legitimately, I feel like you could convince me of either.
Cycly's like, pitch me. Like, no, it's not subjective. It's no, sell me on it.
No, yeah, I'll buy.
This is
Well,
the great
no,
thing.
okay,
Like,
you can eat glue. It can't be that bad. Like, what else
You
can
can
you
eat something that's flammable. A steak
this
is
monster-
flammable.
okay,
glue
so the
can't
way
be
they,
flammable.
the way they walk, I'm a little bit. Are they quadrupods or do they just use like their arms to like? Do they walk on four legs?
I think they use their arms and such.
Yeah, I
and
thought they were
such.
kind of like spider-like.
Yeah, I hate that sound too. They probably hate the sound of like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah. And like share.
Hey, what's wrong with Cher?
Nothing. It's just, do you believe? That sets them off.
It's a
The
great
same,
song.
the reaction the monster had when she like played that high frequency thing, it looked like it was like nutting its pants.
Oh. It's like, yeah, keep it going.
Suck on her fingers. Wait, what?
He's like, I really want another baby. I'm ready. What?
She's like, I mean, how long are you gonna make me wait? Maybe like
We need to repopulate the planet.
just us alone.
So did the kids make it back?
Hopefully not, for their sake.
Like from the cornfield, you know,
Yeah.
Brian, they're just out there horse playing.
Okay.
Playing Red Rover.
Was she with you? You haven't seen her in hours. Now you're just lying. I can't stand a liar.
She's faking it. Yeah, she's like, oh, what? Shocked.
That is so weird. She was like by my side days ago. Like she had time to walk all the way down the bridge around lunchtime, and it's like 4 p.m. or sorry, 4 a.m. now. Emily Blunt's like, she's smart, and John Krasinski's like, ooh. Remember the toy thing last year? No, I'm over it. I'm just let's not just like give her a free pass. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be throwing the word smart around.
Yeah, kind of a shitty dad though, dude. Like your other two kids are just out there with these fucking monsters, and you're just hanging out in
Yeah,
a safe.
I get that your wife just gave birth, but like we've already, you do a pretty bad job of keeping the over under on kids he has at a time set at 2.5. He's sadly been at the under for much longer than he should be this movie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's at an age, it's like we reverted back 1,000 years. It's like, hey, we're going to have 10 kids because only so many are going to survive. So let's keep pumping them out.
It's a numbers game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we need somebody to work the farm, free labor.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, you know, we'd love them and stuff.
Nah. It's business.
I mean, honestly, I get she just had a baby and like that takes a tremendous toll on you, but like,
oh my God, it's
some
so
point,
easy to give birth, Brian. What are we talking about?
at some point, wouldn't instinct take over? Like she could take care of the baby and you go find the other fucking kids.
I
don't know.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
John Krasinski.
No. You're not a babyologist. Let me ask just like the straight up question.
I am not a babyologist.
Is him staying down there keeping Emily Blunt and the baby alive in any way? Because really all they have to do is be quiet. So you don't need an extra person to be quieter.
Yeah, the dads can only do so much, right?
Yeah, like but like he's not. If the monster comes down there, they're fucked. He's not gonna like be able to protect him. What he can do though is rescue the kids.
Right.
But do you want to? See, that's my motivation.
That's what he's
I'm
thinking
like,
about the daughter. He's like, she's good as dead. Is she though? Because I think she's just like right upstairs. We could go get her. He's like, honey, that's in the corporate world. This is what we call a sunk cost.
So lights don't affect them. They're not attracted to.
No,
I jumped. That scared the shit out of me. I jumped when that happened.
That's another advantage we have, and I don't think it's ever really like relevant. But I would imagine they don't have much smell either. Although that could be I don't know. Maybe they use it to hunt too. Wow, someone partied up here.
It looks like our house in college, Jeff.
Yeah. Just with a bigger mattress. We had twins, I think.
Yeah.
I wonder what, because I don't know much about like animals that use echolocation, but like, how well do these monsters have like this area like mapped out in their head? Meaning, like, will they be able?
That's a great question.
Will they be able to find their way like right back to the same spot in the woods wherever they live? Like, what is like?
I think they live a candy trail.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Where's all that water coming from?
The water tower, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They've got a little water. Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought it was a grain elevator at first. Is that purposely leaking? Like, did the kids do it, or is this just like part of an accident of some sort?
I think it's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
That's a
Yeah.
shitty fire.
Yeah, she burned her fuel too fast.
I mean, just go get wood at some point once the fire is starting. You got a starter. All right.
Dude, are you gonna fucking carry wood up that big ass thing
I
all the way to the
might.
top? I'm not.
Someone's
Fuck
got
that.
to.
We need to get like a pulley system. We
Just-
can just.
Dude, you don't need to go. No, just go to Ace and pick up a bundle. It's simple.
I'm not allowed back at Ace.
Well, after what you did.
Yeah, Brian, that's a great question. Where are we powering all these security cameras from? It's one
See?
thing to have like CB radios; they could run off of like some batteries, but he's got a pretty intense setup.
Well, yeah, I mean, all those lights, and they're not even LED, so they're pulling even more wattage. Playing devil's advocate could be solar.
Yeah.
It also could be maybe off of that stream, like some sort of
Yeah.
alternator kind of thing.
A lot of Home Alone illusions here. Wet Bandits vibes.
I would love that. Like John Krasinski is like, yeah, I was really inspired by Home Alone when I wrote this film.
He's like, you know what? What would be like a crazy, fucked up, scary Home Alone? And this is what I came up with.
Dude, how come no one has done that? Like a kid is home alone, burglars break in, and they fuck with him all night. That'd be cool.
Whoa. Wait, you're saying this is the comedic version? Home Alone is freaky. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No.
Totally. Yeah.
This visual is insane.
Yeah.
Like the red light off the water. So like I don't get this guy's been like chilling in the basement. Like if they're attracted to sound, what has kept this guy down there?
Is it the water running? I'm just asking.
That's all over the place, man. Like then
like by the stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they smell period blood or like vaginal blood, and so he. See, so this kind of contradicts what they say in the second one about they not being able to go in water.
Maybe it's like the distance of water. I don't know.
I'm surprised no one online that I've seen has brought this up. This is really fucking scary.
I don't know how you move that slow, like in this situation.
Doesn't sound travel faster through water?
It like
on top
bounces
of it.
off of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking creepy. As she picks the baby up and his fucking face comes up.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
was
have to
great.
do some research about their relationship with water, or just read about what they say in the second one, because I'm pretty sure it's well established that. Spoiler alert, real quick for A Quiet Place Part 2. If you haven't seen it, skip ahead 30 seconds. But they established that if that monster didn't get on that boat, they never would have been able to get to the island because they can't swim. So maybe it's that they can't swim. Because I guess here he just like goes under and is basically like crawling.
Yeah, he's just still on the ground.
But do they have to breathe is another question. Like, who cares if they sink to the bottom? Can't they just walk across the bottom of the lake or whatever?
Yeah, maybe.
See, again, like what noise is attracting the monster there? There's sound all in this basement.
And do they not travel in packs? Like we've only ever seen one at a time.
Yeah.
They're very
I think-
independent aliens.
Yeah, they are. They don't need no man.
I guess I have a question. Why are men great till they gotta be?
Till they gotta be.
Till
great.
it
Yeah,
gotta
but-
be great. Yeah.
Cycling, I went back through the last year's Oscars nominations, and for worst movie of the year, Men was one of them. You go, Men, why they great? Till they gotta be great.
It's a valid question. I want an answer. Once I get an answer, I will stop asking. Okay, deal.
Last year, the two best parts of the Oscars last year, Scream 5. Ah! And then The White Lotus. La, 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 la.
That one was hard. Yeah,
That one
here's
took
our.
forever to do.
I kept laughing over and over.
Dude, when I see corn like this, I just want to throw a match in and see if it becomes popcorn.
Dude, how good would that be? Now, that would be something I would love to dive into. Like,
Okay, so
literally
this
just
is-
like jump in.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is the scene I was thinking of, by the way. And again, Banner, here's what I wanted, my use of the cornfield.
Oh yeah.
See, how did they
Yeah,
hear this?
You don't want to do that.
They didn't even run to the fireworks, but all of a sudden, like someone 6 miles away runs their hand through a thing of corn.
You're not going to survive that, man.
It's like, this is a not like this.
I really hope those are my last words. And it's a bear in the bathtub.
Like, it's too cliche. This reminds me of Beer Fest, where he like tries to drink.
He drinks all the water.
I mean, they're like, no, he died.
Hey guys, I'm his twin brother. But for my sake, can you just call me his name?
Yeah, can you just call me Landfill? I'll just make it a little bit easier.
Sorry.
Princess Bride vibes right here.
Mm-hmm. ROUSs?
Can she breathe when she's under like that? Because like you can't open your mouth, right? Because you're gonna get corn in it. Like is corn getting stuck
You
up
just
your nose?
swallow the corn, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
how
that
bad do
can't
you
be
want to live?
healthy.
How bad do you want to live? Swallowing corn? Listen to
Is
yourself.
corn like inherently unhealthy? I mean, maybe a lot of it, but
For your
I don't know.
stool, I know it is.
I know when
I
I
mean, just-
poop, it's still there.
yeah. So it's not that means it has no nutritional value, pro or con.
It's like lettuce, yeah.
Your body's like, man, just go on through, buddy. You don't need me to go in through inspection? Nah.
See, at this point, they're not making any noise. So, like, what's this guy even fucking hunting?
Their
Corn.
motivations are suspect.
It's like, well, we start with sound, but then it's just like a vibe thing, you know?
Whoa. Wouldn't that thing sink down like faster than they would?
They're actually quite light. They're hollow inside.
Oh, they've got like bat bones.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
They're actually birds.
So, did she do that on purpose because she remembered that her thing fucked with him?
Yeah.
Or she's like, I want to crank up the volume on me getting murdered.
No, I don't think she knew that it worked before because that thing was behind her and it like fucked up. So I think she just now learned.
Yeah,
that
but we already talked about she has extra senses like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
No, remember, Spider-Man has less senses.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Damn, it just ripped a fucking hole in the side.
I
It
would
said,
probably
"Fuck
just stay
this."
there. I'm just pass out, take a nap.
They haven't fixed that fucking nail yet?
Well,
It's been
the
like an
contractor
hour.
is coming, dude.
Yeah. They're going to get a
He
couple
said-
quotes.
He said, "I'll be there between 8 and 4."
And he showed up at 5:30.
So annoying.
We have a guy coming to fix our internet tomorrow between, like, I think they said 4 and 6. What time do you think he's going to show up?
7:15.
Yeah.
That's what I.
Oh,
that's
he's
what I
he's
was
not
No,
even gonna make it.
No, 7:17. No, about 2 minutes after you sit down for dinner.
I just remembered the ending to this movie, and it's pretty incredible.
When they're all robots.
Yeah, when they're like, I feel emotion. She looked and she just missed her over
She's
in
like,
the game
"Damn
that
it.
she bet. She's like, motherfucker.
How are we gonna get rid of these kids?"
That was her nest egg. He's like,
So
I
what is
don't-
it hearing? Because like I feel like they're being pretty fucking quiet.
I know we're getting like some difficult logic to follow here.
And maybe a lot of this will make more sense after the prequel because they can, maybe they will, the military investigates and what we've learned kind of situation. Are they going to the truck? That's not a good idea.
Are Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in in it. No, I don't
Neither
know.
of
We're not
them.
even gonna get their maybe at the end we'll get a cameo or something. But
Yeah,
like,
that's true. They just said neither of them are in it. I think the only returning cast member is Jaimin Hansu.
maybe it will end with like them.
Yeah, because in the second one, they actually do show a lot of them, the aliens landing in their town. Like that's almost like the whole second act.
That's right.
But you would assume that the aliens would have to land everywhere simultaneously.
Yeah.
No, they did it like times, like New Year's Eve time zones. They start in New Zealand and work their way west.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was a big fucking hit.
Close the door, close the door. Although it just ripped out of a fucking silo, that car ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, I mean these things. I think there's a newspaper article below too that says like fire doesn't even hurt them. Like we tried like fire bombing them and it didn't work.
I think the Jurassic Park Jeeps.
Right?
Yeah.
They spare no expense. They have insurance.
But does the monster?
That's a good question. They have to exchange information.
The monster's like, I'd really just prefer to settle.
Yeah,
this
yeah, it's
outside
fine.
of the
Well, I'll give you
insurance.
cash right
Look,
now.
I got $28.52. That should
Oh, is
cover
it
it, right?
super bad? I'm a back. Cops my back.
We got booze. There's gonna be chicks.
I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
Yeah, this is like ultimate team move right here. This is taking a charge. She knows what he's about to do. This is pretty awesome. She's like, but which one did you point at? No, both of you. I love both of you.
Again,
Damn,
gotta feel
this is
so good.
this is powerful.
Yeah.
I would do this too. He just had a new baby. I'd be like, you know what? This is a good time to bounce.
Yeah, the monsters are just dicks. Like they don't hunt. They just want to kill you.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, man.
Why is it not chasing the car?
I guess it's quite enough. Maybe on the sand.
It's an electric.
Yeah. It's a hybrid. When it's an idle, it runs like a fucking dream. She's like, you're late. You missed curfew. Mondays, am I right?
Man, I bet Anakin would hate to have this happen. So
Oh my
much
God.
sand.
Yeah,
Gets everything.
He could be
this
silent
work.
though. He can do things with his mind though, so he'd be fine.
Yeah, are these guys lightsaber safe? Like can a lightsaber penetrate them?
I mean, I would have to
Probably,
imagine
yeah.
so.
That nail's just in a weird spot.
Yeah, what is it hold like what is it holding together?
Apparently this whole basement, because we can't remove it. Has she never been down here?
No, I don't think so.
There's like, I have a rule. Anytime you get one of your siblings killed, you have to wait 1 year to come into the man cave. It's like those counters where it's like, we have been 22 days without a work accident.
Yeah, I just saw the article about the fire, Jeff.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of this work that he's been doing down here is for her hearing aid, right? I mean, part of it is like how he communicates, but yeah, this is his workshop.
So she opens a cabinet door, is like all his porn. She's like touched. She's like, oh, what a nice guy. Oh my god.
Yeah,
he
there's
is a sick
Dad, you
guy.
were into some sick shit.
That's like the mild stuff too. Like we don't need to go in the bottom cabinet.
I'll
He's
never
actually
look at
developing
feet the
a
same
hearing
way
aid
again.
for his porn so he can hear it. Listen to it.
Yeah, the monster. I don't know. If you like accidentally scratch your face too loud, there could be a fucking stampede of bison 4 feet from them, but they'll come down here.
That's what I'm saying. These aliens have to spread in strategic areas. Like, is it really worth them being in this place? Just go out to the mountains.
Is leaving
Especially
the
if-
baby with that little kid the smartest thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, this
Especially if-
mom has been there. The parents have been trying to get out of this shit the whole time. Okay.
Yeah. Especially if these guys thrive on killing, there's like clearly no one else here except this family. Like you must have been bored forever. See, because here it feels like the thing can see them. But they don't even have eyes, right? When they show them.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I don't think they have a nose either. Like, they're
You just need a T-Rex
all
to
just-
come in and
just-
save them and knock down a banner. Like that would be epic.
they're like just buttholes and ears.
How I like my women.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so if that's exposed and you shoot it, they're fucked.
Oh, it's hearing the static.
It doesn't like it.
I see.
Well, then this
See?
is like
So-
its worst nightmare.
I know this is silly because we've said it a few times. I know we've said attractive noise. Or do they actually hate noise? Like, is it piss them off beyond belief?
And maybe that's why they destroy it.
Yeah.
It's like again, it's making like nails on a chalkboard. They're like, oh, I fucking hate that.
She put it together really fast.
No, she actually just throws the hearing aid at it. No, she's like, that did not work. I regret
thought that would have
decision."
done more.
I thought this plastic was the
See,
one
we
material.
get this is a so now we get let's look at this alien. I remember this. It very much has a Stranger Things
yeah.
monster vibe.
the
Yeah,
Mega
big-
Gorgon or whatever it's
Yeah. Demi dog.
The demi dog, yeah. I like that both of you said half the answer.
Yeah, we combine that.
Yeah, I don't understand
Got
the
it.
problem.
Oh, here we go. Once it exposes its little gills, it's fucking blast this motherfucker.
It's like, will you stop that? You are so inconsiderate.
What have I done to you in the last 5 seconds? Oh,
I was
okay.
on your side. I was coming down here to ask if you guys were okay, if you needed anything. I got some artichoke dip, homemade.
Yeah, but it's cold, so
Yeah.
clearly you weren't thinking of us too much.
And you
is
only
what-
had Triscuits.
So this is what's interesting about the second one is now that she knows this, they're basically like hunting for ways for her to weaponize her hearing aid.
Which is such a cool idea too.
Mm-hmm. Did that kill it on its own?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean it.
Oh, because in the second one they have to do like a little teamwork where like she'll have it hear the noise so it exposes its like head, and then someone will shoot it. She's dressed like a 42-year-old lesbian tennis instructor.
In a wetsuit.
God, that's so hot.
Yeah, so Brian, I guess this is like the start of that
Yeah,
combo
there it is.
move.
Boom. In the face.
Then the girl plays, "Move, bitch, get out the way." I'm guessing that's the first one they've ever seen dead.
I would assume so, yeah.
This baby sleeping through all of this is really impressive.
I mean, babies sleep like 21 hours a day.
God, I'm so jealous. So if there are, oh no, wait, if I remember, like there's a bunch that come like running in, right?
They heard all that, but the baby didn't hear any of that.
Is it just 2 more?
That's what it looks like.
So I guess when that one dies, there's like a noise that they hear or something.
Yeah, it's all perspective. What if this
Or
was
maybe-
the other two's father or something?
Maybe
like
it has
now?
life alert.
Like, yeah, I was just about to say.
I've fallen and
It
I can't
fell
get
and
up.
I can't get up. So she's never been down there. How does she know how to work all this stuff?
Instinct.
She's missing a sense. That means everything else is stronger.
Yeah,
What
but that
you
doesn't
don't
make
see
you
is in the-
smarter.
In the second one, she dies the second they get down in the basement, and that's a pretty quick ending.
Wow, that's it, guys.
That was a quiet
That
place.
is it.
A Quiet Place.
I forgot how abruptly it
fucking
ends.
ending, man. Hey, Michael Bay produced this. Surprised.
Well, 'cause it was
Not a
good.
blowing up. A Quiet Place. Cycly, let's go to you first. Any last thoughts?
Yes, there are.
Closing arguments. Go ahead.
No, it's an ambitious film again that like does a lot in an hour and a half with a lot in terms of like where it's not able to produce in other movies, right? Like the lack of dialogue, the lack of sound. It would be easy for this movie to just be terrible, and especially coming from John Krasinski. And what your expectation was, like, oh, he's a filmmaker now, and he's a writer. They
Never
put a lot
directed
in there.
before.
And yeah, it really holds up. I mean, I actually hadn't revisited this film in a long time, so I'm really glad we did this. It kind of strikes all the chords in what you want out of a horror film, but also not in the scare, like just as an overall not horror, but also like Hollywood epic that I think was able like to reach a lot of audiences. Like Brian, you're not a big horror guy, but I feel like you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean the concept is, I think, very unique and intriguing. I mean, it's not we haven't seen a whole lot of things that are like this. I think the monsters are very unique, which also helps. And for as lack of dialogue as there are, the acting is fantastic top to bottom. I think the only thing I would say is similar to this. I don't know if you've seen it, Cycle. I know you have Horns. Is Prey. Not a lot of dialogue in that, but a lot of physical acting,
too.
and that was one of its strengths as well. Horns, last thoughts.
Yeah, I never thought of the Prey analogy, but that's a pretty good one as well. I think this follows, like, it's weird that it works so well because, like, on paper, if you wrote this out, I would be like, that sounds like it could be very stupid. Like, okay, monsters that you have to be quiet around, otherwise they kill you. But the way that they sort of like hide the monster for the most part of the movie, but you still feel its presence, and you actually do, like, they do a good job of eliciting that fear that the characters have in you as the audience member. And I think a lot of it is the sound design, and then just like this world that they've built where it's like anything can happen at any time. And like, you're probably in the theater yourself, like we said, like trying not to chew your popcorn too loud because you're like, maybe we'll fucking die. It's hard to describe why it works so well, because it feels like the concept I shouldn't be as invested in this movie and the characters as I am, especially considering they don't talk but like 2 sentences each. But somehow it's like this perfect Molotov cocktail of genre, of like family drama and suspense that like wrapped up in this perfect ball just works.
Well, it almost forces you to be like, I quite literally mean this, forces you to be on the edge of your seat by the way it developed and filmed, right? Like,
yeah,
and it makes you like kind of on edge because you're like trying to bring yourself in because they're keeping it quiet, and it creates like a sense of, I don't know, anxiety within you just because of inherently how it's filmed, right? It's not normal to not hear live
very
dialogue.
suspenseful.
Yeah.
And when they kill
so
the son in the beginning, you know, like, oh, like nothing is off limits. Like they could take out any of these characters at any time.
yeah.
Yeah, one of Geiger's. We'll end with this. One of Geiger's favorite lines is the opening scene doesn't have to be the best scene in the movie, but it's got to set a tone, and this set a fucking tone.
Banner, how does this compare to the second one since you saw that one first?
I think I liked this one a little bit more. Because it was more world building to it, not world building, but it was more that you don't know, that mystery behind it, right? So in the second one, they know a lot more, obviously, than I did. This one, you don't know things, and you're learning it with the characters.
I do love in the second one, though, the scene of the monsters like first coming to Earth. That one was badass.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Yeah. It makes me think of like what was, oh my gosh, the show on HBO that came out last year.
The Last of Us.
Last of Us. How the first couple episodes opened with like prequel scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I wanted more of that. Like, I kind of love that. So I know we're getting a prequel for this movie. I don't necessarily want to have like a day 5 through 30 of what we just saw in the first two movies. I really want like an opening 2 days. Like, I want to see like the raw emotion of people having no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I think the first week is a perfect timeline. You've got day 1, they come. Day 2, we think it's no big deal, and then by day 7, the world's fucked.
Yeah, I just don't want the prequel to be in another like this, right? Like again, day 10 through 30 of like them like moving on.
89,
and
where this one started.
Yeah.
Well,
I want a kind of completely different movie.
I don't remember how the second one ends, Brian. Maybe you do. Like throughout the two movies so far, like we have not beaten them, right? Like they still definitely have the upper hand on humans.
I think so. I don't think we've beaten them at the end.
So you're saying like hopefully in the prequel we beat them?
Yeah.
Yep.
But then they call rematch.
Fuck! I forgot about that rule.
And they double dog dared us.
If you're talking like Runway, unless they want to do it like the Planet of the Apes, Runway for sequels, like the humans have not defeated the monsters yet.
No,
and maybe they won't ever. Maybe that's not the story. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. They figure out the way, so maybe it eludes the human eventual survival, but we seem quite outnumbered.
Yeah, at least 3-1. For the mayor himself and our legal counsel, I'm the Mad Scientist. You guys can check all of our content out at www.broforcesquad.com. Hit that subscribe button if you listen to us on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Amazon, I don't know, wherever you're listening to us. Hit that like, subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Again, we are the Broforce Squad. For the mayor himself, our legal counsel, I'm the Mad Scientist. We will see you in another quiet place.
What?
I think it's good that we whisper now. I think we were too loud for the last half of that. They're gonna kill us.
I've been begging for death this whole time.
So I've been wanting.
Someone
cowards.
Somebody kill me, please.
Please. Not a great.